Hi, it's Olivia, and it's also December of 2022. Somehow we have made it through this year, and not only do I have the final book haul to share with you today, but I also have a couple of favorites from all of the book hauls from 2022 that I'll share after that. And I would truly love to know what were some of your favorites and highlights of the year. To start out our very last book haul for 2022, I have 9 Liars by Maureen Johnson, and this is the newest standalone Stevie Bell mystery where we follow Stevie and her friends as she heads over to England. So Stevie's initial reason for going over there was just to be closer to her boyfriend David, but as things happen, she has a dangerous crime to solve as well. So not only do we have relationship drama, but we have murder. And this tagline, honestly, is probably one of my favorites of the year. It says, "When everyone lies, somebody dies." So don't lie. Next, I have Heartbreak Boys by Simon James Green. And this one is a very cute, queer rom-com that has not only the fake dating trope, but fake dating while on a road trip. If you're wondering how we come to that scenario, it's because what are two guys to do when their cheating ex-boyfriends dump them for each other and gain massive amounts of followers by Instagramming a romantic summer getaway? They make a rival Instagram and get revenge, of course. So that is the vibes of this book. As the blurb by Becky Albertalli, the author of Simon versus the Homo Sapiens Agenda, I have that book back there. I love that book. But she says this is one of the most hilarious romantic writers in the game right now. So this is definitely one you would pick up if you're just in the mood for a cute rom-com. Next, I have A Million to One by Adiba Jagirdar. And next up, I have A Million to One by Adiba Jagirdar. And I have to start out with the tagline for this one because it's quite the hook. It's "A priceless treasure is on board the Titanic. 4 girls are about to steal it." Here's our 4 girls. Not only do we have this very grand heist taking place, but we follow a group of very diverse girls. I mean, girls from Lebanon and Spain, and born in Haiti but raised in France, and born in Croatia, and all living together in a boarding house and then participating in this heist. And we also have a romance between 2 of the girls, and on top of all that, this is a very fast-paced adventure that's also filled with a lot of heart, and it's very gripping, especially knowing what's looming on the horizon. So you'll definitely want to check this one out. And maybe you've heard of the author's other works as well, like The Henna Wars. And last for this book haul is Acting the Part by Z.R. Allure. And this follows our main character, Lily, who is a queer actor who has gained a lot of fame while playing this character in a TV show called Galaxy Spark. And Lily uses they, them pronouns, and over the course of the novel realizes that they are trans. When the showrunners for this popular TV show reveal that there's going to be some major changes and maybe a character killed off in an upcoming part of the show, this fake dating scheme arises to kind of stop that from happening, and the fake dating involves a little bit enemies to lovers. So definitely a lot to look out for in this one as well. And I guess I'm just a sucker for taglines because they all impress me, but I especially love this one on the back that says, "Being themselves might be Lily's hardest role yet." So that was the last of the books for the year of 2022, and now it's time to talk about some of my favorites. So I'm going to start with the physically smallest one. Like it's a very small little book, and that is because it is a visual poem called Inheritance by Elizabeth Acevedo with art by Andrea Pippins. And I just think this was a really beautiful way of representing a very powerful poem. This is her most famous spoken word poem, kind of given life in visual form. And this poem really celebrates and looks at the meaning of natural black hair. And I guess like I said, I love that it was given a visual form, and its illustrations I thought were so beautiful. I'll show some of the pages that I really liked. I loved the browns on this page, showing all the different skin tones as well, but all the very different types of hairstyles. And I love the hairstyles that are big and bold and take up space. I love seeing the braids with beads. I don't know if anyone noticed, like I this year there's a couple times I was wearing my hair with some beads at the end, because growing up I always wore beads in my hair, but I'll leave you off with a little snippet for this one. It says, some people tell me to fix my hair, and by fix they mean straighten, they mean whiten, but how do you fix this shipwrecked history of hair? Boom. And another highlight from this year's many book hauls was Messy Roots by Laura Gao. I realized that one of my favorite types of books are graphic memoirs, graphic novels that tell the story of the author. I just think that they're a very engaging way to tell someone's story, and you know, pictures and illustrations and comic style, you know, stuff adds so much to people's story, to their emotions at the time, to how they're feeling. Let me move my chair so I can show you some of the pages so you can see some of the style of this book. But like I said, it's just very engaging, and I love getting to learn about an author's story and also getting to really appreciate the art and illustrations in something. And I like this blurb on the back by HarperCollins that says, hilarious, heartfelt, and beautifully illustrated, Messy Roots deserves to join the Chinese-American canon right next to Jean Luen Yang's American-Born Chinese, which I also read this year and thought was really great. I'd love to see the graphic novel representation. You know, actually, while I'm here, yeah, you know what? I have another book I'd like to pull out, because I remember, like, I can just, its illustrations really left a mark on me too. Very atmospheric and witchy and fall, just all the fall vibes. I should probably get it instead of still talking. Hold on. Over My Dead Body by Sweeney Vu. Like I just said, like the witchy fall vibes. I don't know if I've ever seen them as beautifully illustrated as here, as in these pages. Like, let me just try to, like, you can even just tell from the color scheme. I know I'm not doing the best job, like, showing the pages right now, but I just love, like, the color palette of these pages. If you see it in person, you'll especially know what I mean, but this was also really beautifully illustrated. Like, I love the dad's hair. Yeah. So I'll put this here as well. Lastly, I think I'll say that this is my favorite book of all the books hauled this year, and that is Confessions of an Alleged Good Girl by Joya Goffney. I now really want to get my hands on her other book called Excuse Me While I Ugly Cry, because this book was just delightful. It was delightful and funny and very validating. Like, I don't even know how to explain it. It was just so validating. I love the plot. The problem that our main character is going through in this book highlights so many, like, wonderful conversations to have surrounding accessing resources for women's health, the kind of communication and what you want and when you're being intimate with your partner, and even like on the surface, like maybe not being so quick to judge others, but like on top of all these really wonderful conversations and lessons that I think that this highlights, there is an adorable romance happening in this story, like the kind that had me wanting to, you know, twirl my hair and like kick my feet in the air. Like, it was so cute, so cute. This was, like I said, it was very delightful. And I look forward to seeing more people pick this one up, for sure. Like I said at the beginning of the video, I would absolutely love to know what some of your favorites or highlights were. You know, when the end of the year comes, that's one of my very favorite things, is to see other people's favorites of the year. And so I'd love to know yours. And as usual, if any of these books interested you, there will be the information you need in the description to get your hands on them. Always feel welcome to maybe check out your local library, see if they have them, or try to request them. But I will see you all next year, and I hope you have a lovely end of 2022 and a wonderful start to 2023. Bye.